What's up and welcome to Recognize Maine on RecognizeRap.com. It's the weekly show every Friday where we talk to some of the biggest names doing it here locally around the state, the ones making the wheels spin. And this episode we got two amazing videographers joining the show. We got VisualsByKH, also known as Kelvin. He'll be stopping by, and Uther Moon out of Portland. I like to think of him as a Swiss Army knife. He directs videos, he does photography for local artists, and he produces some of the best songs as well. He'll be stopping by to chop it up, as well as Danny, the local music critic. She'll be stopping by at the end of the show to give us the weekly segment, Jammy with Danny. She's going to let us know if this week's track is a jam or not a jam. Excited for that. And, before we get into all of that, just want to mention, if you're looking for something to tune into this weekend, it's safe to say that Beethoven shocked the state yesterday, putting out Hellboy Volume 2, the 15-track mixtape on SoundCloud. And, I'm especially excited to see, where this goes in the state, because last year, it's actually the sequel to Hellboy Volume 1, which featured some really dope tracks on there. It's the project that, really secured the top artist of the year award for K. Back then he was known as RNFK. This year, switched it up a little bit. He's now known as LLEK. You can just search his name on YouTube, Lit Life Entertainment, all their videos that he's been part of this year, putting in so much work ethic. And yesterday he put out Hellboy Volume 2, and it features some of the biggest names in Lewiston. You got Moses Almondo, Duke Money, 224 Ace, D of RNF Shaka, LLE Critty. The list goes on. It's just a super dope project. We like K because, he's just a dope storyteller. You can feel the pain in his music, really get a glimpse of what his life was like growing up. So definitely check that out for sure. And, we mentioned Duke Money, one of the artists featured on that mixtape. And right now we're going to check out his recent music video for Slums. Now, the reason we're doing this is because the director is actually joining us here on Recognize Maine. VisualsByKH shot this video. Let's check it out.
And this that real money, bitches ain't that counterfeit. I started hustling, I really started counting it. Remember, I was down to sit back and I reminisce. And niggas did me dirty, told them I remember this. They see me ballin' now. It hurt to see me doing good, these niggas wildin' now. I'm focused on no bag, a nigga chose the paper route. And she gon' fuck me for the fame and for the fucking clown.
Oh yeah, Kelvin, thank you so much for joining the show here on Recognize Maine. Love that video right there. I want to start with this though. So, looking at your Instagram page, it's just a brilliant collection of concert photography. A lot of photos for Machine Gun Kelly, Young Thug, Corday, Roddy Ricch. The list goes on. And of all the famous musicians you've had the privilege of photographing, up close and personal, which one have you been the most starstruck by?
The most starstruck? Let me think about that one. That's kind of hard. It was probably Roddy Ricch. So people think all these concerts are so glamorized and everything that most of the time I don't even get to meet the artist. And speaking about the Young Thug and the Machine Gun Kelly concert, their security didn't like me too much. So it's just but definitely Roddy Ricch. He was my all-time favorite, and then I got to see him live, and it was crazy, man. The stories I could tell.
Now, you mentioned the security didn't like you too much. Why was that?
It's just so every concert is different. It's some concerts you get the first 3 songs, and then you're out of there. Because I worked at Waterfront Concerts, and that's how that worked. But, this concert was at the Maine Civic Center, and their security guards are legit. If you're not where you're supposed to be, they get angry, and I couldn't hear what he was saying to me. Next thing I know, he's grabbing on my jersey, and I'm like, man, it's not that serious. I just can't hear you because the music's blaring, And I almost got kicked out before Young Thug even got out, and it's all because I was standing at the wrong place at the wrong time. It's just, it can get dangerous, man.
Oh man, it's too funny. Now, another artist that you've done some concert photography for is Anderson Paak. And when you posted the photo on Instagram, you captioned it "Best Performer Alive." So, why is Anderson Paak, in your opinion, the top performer out there?
Oh my God, his voice. J. Cole is good too, but I didn't get photos of J. Cole. J. Cole's amazing as well. But Anderson Paak just brought the energy. He brought he was just so loving to the audience. He ran, if you were at the concert, he actually ran into the crowd and started performing. I have a video of me dancing right next to him while he's on his mic, and it's just the fireworks. He had great musicians, what was their name? Thundercat, am I wrong? Oh, crap. No, he's the Free Nationals. What am I saying? The Free Nationals. And, yeah, they're great musicians, so everything was live music, It wasn't just press play and sing, He had real musicians on stage with him, and it was just fireworks, everything. The whole shebang was nice, man. It was just a different vibe.
Yeah, it's always nice to see, a musician really go all out with their performances and put on a good show for the audience. And, Anderson Paak, I've heard some people mention that he would be a good pick for a Super Bowl perhaps sometime in the future. So we'll have to wait and see, years down the road if he gets that Super Bowl shine for sure. And, speaking of, some of the more local artists you've collaborated with this year, I know you shot the music video for Voice of the Youth by Chrissy Jammer. Super dope video right there. It's such a uplifting song. And that video, some scenes were shot at the Black Lives Matter protest in Portland. Other scenes were shot at a cemetery. So take me back to that day. What were the emotions like, for the people involved shooting that video?
So shooting that video, it wasn't meant to be a video. I don't want people to think I go to protests just to shoot for music videos. It just happened to fit, because Jamer wrote that song months before all of this craziness started happening with George Floyd and all, just everything before the whole movement. He made the song probably 4 months before, and he showed me the song, and he's always wanted to shoot a video for it. And, the lyrics in it, hit him on a personal level because he talked about his cousin dying and stuff like that. So he really wanted to show his respect by shooting a scene in a cemetery to remember that. And then he asked me if I can incorporate any of my footage from the protest, and I was happy to do so. That wasn't my goal in the beginning. I shot it to show people that we can come together, you know what I mean? It wasn't for a music video, it wasn't for any publicity or anything like that. It was just to capture genuine emotion so people can, jump onto the wave and just be part of it,
Right. No, and no, it definitely came out great. I thought the footage definitely matched the song, and anyone who hasn't seen that should definitely check it out. The Voice of the Youth, check that out on YouTube for sure. And another local video I wanted to ask you about, Slums by Duke Money. There's actually a funny scene in that video where there's a dog, who's looking suspiciously at the camera, and Duke's holding him on the leash. At any moment, were you worried that dog was gonna, jump off the leash and attack you?
So, the thing I love about Duke is he incorporated his hometown. It's not his hometown, but it's where he's living right now. That he incorporated Lewiston and put them on the map. That was his whole idea behind the song. And that dog was actually a person he knew was walking their dog down the street, and Duke was like, yo, and I thought he didn't know them because I was just there's no way the 60-year-old white woman randomly walking down the street. I thought he was just gonna ask, but he's like, trust me, I know her, and then he just got the dog for the video and then started shooting it, and it was hilarious. But I was just like, is he gonna bite? I asked the lady that, and she was just like, this dog wouldn't hurt us all. So it's funny how you thought the dog was intimidating while I was just petting it behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I mean, it was a, it looked like the dog was gonna, jump, towards the screen and attack me at some point. So, it's funny how you said behind the scenes, it's just, nice and, nice, soft and furry. But, switching gears a little bit, music videos to me are the best investment an artist can make. I feel like an average song can turn into a good song if the video is great. So, How do, in your opinion, music videos, specifically your videos, propel an artist's career?
So the thing that I find a little bit irritating is people don't invest into the music video as much as they should. They pay me, and then I have to come up with ideas. I have to come up, and it's not just me who does this. I talk to Tristan. I talk to all these other video guys who deal with the same issues. It's just like, it's one thing to pay the video guy, but you have to have your budget set aside. You know what I mean? And I'm not adding anyone. I'm just saying it's really about marketing. And I got a marketing degree, and you have to really. Even A$AP Rocky said you have to spend at least 50% of your money into marketing yourself. You just have to, and it goes a long way. It gets your name out there and everything. It's just like a crazy music video can change your whole life, and that's why I'm not trying to shoot like run and gun, just any random footage. I'm really trying to shoot movies now with like quality is my number one concern. So I invest in lenses, I invest in gears, gimbals, drones, everything that can make a video be top notch. And the only thing I need now is like a studio where I can set up like backdrops and do like movie type, like studio type things. You know what I mean? Not just, and the weather is not really helping us in Maine, so I definitely need to get a studio. So I think that's the next move. But yeah, music videos are a huge marketing thing, and people should definitely invest more in it, for sure.
Right. No, yeah, I totally agree. I like how you said, one music video can change your whole life, which, 100% right there. And, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time here on Recognize Maine and joining the show. Anyone interested in Kelvin's work, you can check him out on Instagram, VisualsByKH. And our next guest here on Recognize Maine, another videographer, also a producer as well. This video right here by YKN Gibby, it's called State of Mind. Now, Uther Moon actually produced this track as well as shot the video. Let's check it out.
You will never know though, falling off a bed, coming back like a Yago. All up on a nigga, shitty jump like a pogo. Gotta pay the price, we ain't doing free promos, bozo. Getting mad, I'm getting money. Right feature under my feet looking sunny. Got the bag, but I'm humble, looking bummy. Feeling myself, but I'm still feeling hungry. Wrapping it up like a motherfucking mummy. Fuck with the game, nigga, know that you running. 30 Berettas on me, steady dumping. In love with this sound, all y'all haters be bumping, yeah.
It's Uther Moon joining the show here on Recognize Maine. So Uther, you're sort of a renaissance man in the sense that, you produce beats, you shoot videos, you take photos of local artists and people around town as well. So let me ask you this, are there any other jobs or any other, roles you'd like to take, whether it's inside the music industry or outside that, you'd like to challenge yourself with?
Yeah, I really love music business. I love the business of music. I'd love to be a manager of an artist. I kind of do it for YKN Gibby, but not to an extent. I'm trying to tell him to do it himself a lot of the time. But I'd love to be a part of the music business in any part of it, in any way I can. I also love writing stories, and I want to get better at coming up with more original stories in my head, because I would like to say that I'm more of a cinematographer than a writer. The first thing that comes to my head is the visual aspect of it and what shots look like, but not necessarily the story. So I think I'd like to get better at that.
Right, yeah. I mean, artist management, that would be, I think you could handle it. You've already got a few things on your plate, and, I'm sure you could, later down the road, that's something you could definitely get into as well. And, one of the songs, one of the top songs you produced recently, Boriqua with YKN Gibby, it's got a very tropical feel to it. You put on the headphones and it instantly takes you, somewhere Caribbean like Cuba or Puerto Rico. So, is there a specific vacation you went on or, a movie you saw that inspired that beat?
No, not necessarily. It was really as simple as I told him to come over because I was just making beats and we just wanted to hang out and make music. And I found that the sample for it, which plays in the first beats, I was just going through YouTube finding old guitar Cuban samples, and I found that. and I took like the first 15 seconds of it when the voices come in, and I just made a beat on top of it. And it was really just I just added the initial beat, but then I added the bongos under it, and then he got the Cuban vibe and kind of went with it.
No, yeah, I mean, it definitely came out good. Like you said, a little Cuban vibe on there. I know Gibby did some singing on there too. It came out really good. And another group you're part of, BDG, Big Daddy Gang. You guys recently hit 20,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. So, first, congratulations on that. That's a major milestone right there. So how does it feel, knowing your audience has grown that much?
I mean, it's pretty crazy considering that we started as a joke initially. We were just putting out music because we were just like kind of joking around with a lot of the songs, and you can find the joke songs on SoundCloud. But it was really when we had that one song on our first album that was serious and that it blew up, we started taking it more seriously. And with the initial project that we just most recently released, with it all being like, we're taking it seriously, and it was our first, like, I'd say legitimate album, it doesn't surprise me that it got to the point that it did, because with Full Bloom, our second one, the song Should Have Been Loving You has somewhere around like 800,000 streams on all platforms or something, and that was telling enough to us, being like, okay, we can do this. We just gotta go hard on it, and that's what we did, and I think it delivered.
No, yeah, for sure. I know the song Panthers has definitely been in steady rotation for me recently. Definitely, you guys could, definitely keep it up, keep up the good work right there. And, speaking of reaching, a larger audience, I saw the Portland Press Herald recently wrote an article about the No Justice, No Peace, that you helped film with, two other guys here in Maine. The documentary about the Black Lives Matter protest that went down in Portland. So tell me, what prompted you, to shoot that documentary? Why did you feel it was important, to really capture those moments?
So I actually attended the first protest with Lutondo, who I do a lot of my creative stuff with, and we didn't film it at all because we just went. I filmed a little bit, but not in compared to everything else. Not as much. Just because it was for my personal, just documenting what I thought was important. But then after reviewing the footage with him, I felt it was more of like something that we needed to film. Like it was like something that we have the talent of filming, so we might as well document this, like all the events taking place. So then I consulted with my film buddy Gabe, and we all three of us, we tackled the filming part of it. And it just felt like it was more something that we needed to do because it was bringing a lot to light, especially to me, and I just felt like it was something that it felt like I was wasting potential. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I definitely see what you're saying. I just want to, thank you again for shooting that video. It's a very, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's a very powerful film about the protest that happened here in Portland. Some really good stuff there. Very emotional. A lot of even the more subtle details, like the background music in the documentary, really evokes emotion, and it's worth checking out for sure. Now, the last question I got for you, I know you recently graduated Casco Bay High School. And I'm sure there's, more you'd like to accomplish in your career. You're still young. There must be, goals you've yet to accomplish. But, so far in your journey here, are there any words of advice or any, words of wisdom that you'd like to share with other people who are interested in film or other people who are interested in music?
I think the biggest thing, which is it is multifaceted, but like the biggest the statement is, but the statement is to just like fuck it and just like do it, because what I've learned from the first couple years of high school, when I was first starting to start my creative journey more seriously, I realized I was thinking way too much into like what people would think of me and with the statistics of videos, and like I was thinking way too much into it, and I realized that I need to just build my craft and get better at it, because I felt like I need to have all this stuff to like put together and everything, and I realized I was like, when I was thinking that, I'm like, I'm still only 16, or I'm like, I'm still 17, I'm still 18, and I still think that way. I'm still 18, which is super young, and I think the biggest piece of advice is to just like go for it. Like if you have something creative that you want to accomplish or that you think is an achievable goal, then just do it, because the more you spend thinking about how it could not happen or what people would think of you, it alters the end product or the possible success, like the feeling of like accomplishing a project that you wouldn't be able to get because you're too busy thinking about what other people would think about you. And the creative journey is all about trying stuff and getting comfortable with things.
Yeah, I like how you said, not to get discouraged by the numbers. Everyone's going to start small initially, but it's all about, building, brick by brick, stone by stone, and then one day, it'll turn into, a big, marvelous castle. So definitely, I like how you put that, and, you're definitely on your way to doing some great things. And, just once again, thank you so much for stopping by the show here on Recognize Maine. You can check him out on Instagram, Uther Moon, YouTube as well. He's got a couple videos up that definitely are worth a watch. And now it's time for the weekly segment. We call it Jamming with Danny. Local music critic Danny's going to join us and give us one track that it's either going to be a jam or not a jam. So Danny, what are we getting into today?
What's up, Matt? So today we're listening to a little sneak peek called Who to Blame by RNF Bands. Let's check it out.
And we got the game unlocked, said we had to pave a way. And you say you getting money, but you shop and lay away. Tell him Brody stop, and I know he broke, he pop. Talk like bro, he not. If you talk like that, get shot. In the red, he hot. On the block, his bitch a thot. Got a new wristwatch, and my diamonds what they pop. Say it's my fault, really who to blame?
So I like it, and before I say anything, yes, this is a jam. It's chill, it's laid back. Okay, RNF Bands, I see you. A little bit mainstream for my personal taste, but it still has a lot of potential. I know it's still a sneak peek. However, the part that I listen to, I like it. Regardless of whether it's a little bit mainstream or not, it's still a good song. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a bad one. This is still a jam.
Yeah, definitely just a little sneak peek. I'm excited to hear more from that one. I think, right towards the end of that snippet, we got to hear a little bit of the chorus, which, so far sounding good. And, I also heard that Moses Almondo is going to feature on that track, so excited to see how that's going to turn out with his vocals on there as well. And definitely, if you got a track that you'd like us to check out on next week's episode of Recognize Maine, please let us know in the comments section below. And with that, just want to say enjoy the weekend, and thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Recognize Maine.